All right, welcome to Dean Bodie Show. Dean Bodie Show. What's going on? Remember, deanbodie.com, the website, Dean Bodie Podcast, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. Dean Bodie Show, that's DEANBODI, space show, YouTube channel. Man, get ready today, man. We're going down the road from when I first experienced a branch of anxiety called depersonalization. Heading on the road trip back to college to get my doctorate. And wow, going through that at the same time was brutal. And I didn't know what was wrong with me. And this is when, just to do a quick review and how I explain it, I'm over 25 years experienced that anxiety, the depersonalization, derealization, and how scary it is up and down over 25 years of grappling with this. But the major episode is when the initial one happens. For those of you out there that are dealing with it, I get the scariness of it. I get it. There's no end in sight. I get it. When are things going to be back to normal? Is the symptoms going to go away all the way? Am I going to be this way for the rest of my life? No, you're not. And that cogwheel, that fight or flight mechanism that gets locked will unlock. You got to treat your body good. You got to put it in an environment so it can fix itself. You can't keep doing the same things over and over again and expect it to heal. No, your body was going through a wicked stress at the time. This is before the circuit breaker blows and you go looking through that piece of saran wrap, like that glass block wall, and you're in like a dream state. It's brutally scary. So my point is, leading up to that created that to happen, it was a process way before that, before it had the breakdown. Your chemistry was taking a beating before that. So, not just having that cogwheel lock, that fight or flight mechanism locking, and then remember, I talked about this on a previous episode, where that fear mechanism is that secret ingredient that gets sprinkled in there at the time to, boom, that's the straw that broke the camel's back. In my experience, for over 25 years dealing with this at a high level, that's the extra component that you don't hear people talking about enough. So, yes, my body found its little moments, 5-10 seconds of normalcy. If you experience that, guess what that means? That means your body fixed itself for 5 seconds. Touchdown. Recognize that. That should be an indicator that your body can get there. It's trying to find its way through this crazy winding road of anxiety, depersonalization, derealization. How long is it going to take? Hey, Millie, how long did yours take? Oh, I don't know. I'm still going through it. 5 years now. Oh, okay. So he said stick with it. It's going to fix when it fixes. You got to clean up your act and have a healthier lifestyle. Oh, okay, I know. Universal face. Remember that? We went over this before. The universal tells the story. What I mean by that is, take it seriously. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity. Got it? Good. Now, so when you put yourself in the proper environment, your body in it, eat healthy food. Get rid of the junk. You know what the junk is. I mean, seriously, if you're wailing away listening to this, by the way, or watching this, Dean Bodie, just chewing away on a big giant bag of Doritos and chasing it down with Diet Mountain Dew, and you're dealing with depersonalization, derealization, shut it down. Time to start eating some clean protein, vegetables. Get your dietary stuff cleaned up. Remember, the most powerful drug in the world begins with an F and ends with a D. Food. Get the foundation going. Start getting on the track of a cleaner way of eating. Get your body on the road to recovery. Get your body on the road so it can fix itself. You have to put your body in an environment so it can repair. It can go through the healing process. It's exactly that. It's a process. Be patient with it, one day at a time. But a major component is keep living your life. Keep moving forward. Your body will let you know it finds little windows. I don't care if it's 3-second window of normalcy. That's your body trying to get there. It needs to keep going. You have to keep on it. Your body replaces everything on a yearly basis. It doesn't happen overnight. Everybody goes through different windows of how long it takes. Some people don't ever change. They keep smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. They keep taking drugs and abusing alcohol and things like that. Your body can't find its way like that. And if you do patch-up care with it, yeah, you might do patch-up care, which is a temporary solution. Once you get through the crisis, whether it's with your doctor on meds or however you're handling this, clean up the diet, clean up the nutrition, and as you start to feel better, talk to them about recalibrating the dosage. And you start chipping away at it, going the other way until you're drug-free, until they help you go off of it on a nice pace, a normal pace when it's appropriate. It's gradual, but start tweaking at it and do it, okay? And do your best you can with that. But if you don't clean up the holistic part of it with your dietary stuff, you're not giving your body a fair shake. That's all I'm saying about that. That's all I'm going to give you with over 25 years experience with this. When I treat my body like garbage, bad. When I treat my body good, awesome. I know I'm on the right track. And once you're consistent with that, you're building up momentum. Now we're going back. Oh, no, we're going back down the road. I'm going to revisit this. Hey, not one of my favorite stories, but it's real. Okay? Coming off a little banter of working at Storman's Palace as a bartender, I blew a circuit. I've told this story before. Came after a night of partying, a birthday party, the party bus. As we did, a group of us went out for a nice time on the town. The day after, had a beautiful dinner with my new roommate, Tomcat. Everything was cool. Breaking up with the girlfriend. Listen to this. Breaking up, stress, wanting to go back to school. It was piling on. And it's just that fear component got in there, and whammo, blew the circuit breaker because my body was protecting itself from having some major episode that isn't reversible. The body's very smart. Realize that. That's what you're going through, a protective mechanism, until you put it in a proper environment so your body can start working on itself. Got it? So, I decided to go back to school and finish. I did not expect this derealization or this circuit to blow on top of me going back. Now, here we go. Hey, sometimes life throws things at you that you're not ready for. You got choices to make. Am I going to let this thing beat me? No. It's time to get back, get my life back. And I went through that whole entire 2-year process. Well, I was about a year and a half getting back, finish my classes, finishing my clinic requirements and getting it dialed in. And I was getting all kinds of goals happening. And I focused on studying. I did not let this thing, beat me. There was no way it was going to happen. When I went back to reapply for school, I had to get myself dialed in. I made up my mind. Tomcat made the road trip with me. Shout out to you, dude. Man, it was nice having company because I was pretty terrified. Knocked on the door at the office when I got there. Guess what? Nobody answered. So I just got done driving over 12 hours to get there, and nobody answered. This is a lesson on you keep knocking until somebody does. Why? Because there's always somebody on the other side of the door. Knock, knock. Who's there? Someone. Knock again. And guess what? The door opened up to the administrative office. We signed the paperwork. Welcome back, Dean. Welcome back is what I got. But I thought there was nobody there when I first got there. I kept knocking. And somebody finally came to the office that was working there that day. Wasn't luck. It was persistence. I knew someone had to be around. Welcome back, Dr. Dean. Let's finish. Now I didn't lose all those credits that I would if I would have waited maybe 1 month later. There was a statute of limitation kind of thing. Can't wait forever. So I knew the clock was ticking, but the welcome back was awesome. It was a huge lesson on keep on knocking, and that's what really got me dialed in with, wow. I know I'm going through this depersonalization, and at the time, I did not know what was wrong with me. It was scaring the daylights out of me. I was going through that, am I going to live like this for the rest of my life? What did I do to myself? All this insecurity came flooding into my psyche and all that stuff, and it freaked me out. And every day I woke up like, oh, this is the day it's going to be normal. The next day, no, this is the day it's going to be normal. And it wasn't. For about almost 3 years of, I say 2 years, but when I really think about it, it was 3 years. After graduation, went to Palm Springs, California for my first job. I had to deal with it all the way through that. Seeing patients, doing the whole thing with this whole dream state-like feeling, with this whole fight or flight mechanism locked. I was determined to keep moving forward while I was searching for the answers and everything. Nobody found anything wrong with me. It made it even kind of like worse, like am I the only one on the planet dealing with this? Until I found a community over 15 years later from that time of people dealing with depersonalization, derealization. It was really bizarre. I just decided to look it up and look at a YouTube. You know how you type it in? YouTube, what doesn't YouTube have? Wow. Speaking of that, Dean Bodie YouTube channel, DEANBODI space show. You'll see all the videos, and you'll see the one that I talk about, the anxiety depersonalization video. It's in there. It's in there if you want to go back and revisit that. But man, over 3 years, I got through school dealing with that. I had to study, and I had to meet these requirements so I could graduate with the centennial class, mind you. And they told me, bring it on. And I hope I'm encouraging somebody out there that's dealing with this right now. Look at me. I'm looking at you. You're going to be fine. You keep living your life. You keep knocking on doors. They're going to open. You keep moving forward. Put your body in a nice, clean environment so it has the tools it needs to fix and repair itself. That's the road. That's the best way for the rest of your life. You're not missing out on all this junk food and all this other stuff. You know what you're missing out on? The fogginess. You know what you're gaining? Clarity. Stay on it. Okay? Don't worry about the time frame. Keep moving forward. Keep living your life. So you're teaching it and you're sending it the right dialogue on, I'm okay. I'm going to keep living my life. And it will unlock. Keep going. Keep moving forward. That's the answer. Okay? Get rid of the diet sodas and all that garbage. Get rid of all the sugar and all of the preservatives. And give your body a fighting shot. Give it a nice foundation. And then you can picture it mending, sewing things together, dealing with all the different things it's got to fix and mend psychologically, neurologically. Got to mend your nervous system. You got to get your body balanced out. You got to put it in a state of homeostasis. You got to get your body chemistry dialed in. It's a process. You stay on it. So, I went back, the centennial class, 1995, they said, you're not going to make it. You're not going to have enough requirements and all your labs and all your clinic hours done in time. I said, what do you mean I'm not going to make it? I have to graduate with the centennial class. It was just felt like it was meant to be. So what I did was I signed up for what they have, double clinic. I went triple clinic. That means I had to put myself into an environment of triple the requirements if I'm going to get enough, the numbers right to meet the centennial class, that deadline, so then they could say, wow, you did it, all the requirements are there, and you can get to the class. After they said no, remember, before that, when I knocked on the door and nobody answered, I kept knocking. Somebody finally opened the door after knocking for 15, 20 minutes. Welcome back, Dr. Dean. Hey, I could have left and said nobody's here. We don't do that at the Dean Bodie Show. Someone's always here. Someone's always on the other side of the door. Someone's always there. The door's always going to open and you keep knocking. So I ended up getting the requirements. I graduated with the centennial class. That was another example of, don't tell me no. Don't tell me I'm not going to be able to do it. Don't tell me I can't do double. Why? Because no one else has signed up for triple clinic? I don't even know if they had a quadruple clinic. But I did the triple. You got to go find patients. You got to get the right number of hours. You got to get so many x-rays, so many labs, so much blood work, so many patient visits. And I had a big whiteboard in my room. I set my goals, and we were checking them off one by one. Let's go, depersonalization, derealization. Let's go, anxiety attack. Let's go, I can't get it done in time. Let's go, who said I can't do it? Boom! We got it done. We got it done. But I've been going through roller coaster rides my whole life. I've been fighting addiction. I've been fighting alcoholism. I've been fighting all kinds of anxiety and all these issues. Keep going. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not perfect. Wow. God forbid I have some issues and some problems and we fight, we keep wrestling and grappling with it. All right, we're going on 4 years, no drinking, no nothing, no Zippo, zero. I don't want to be buzzed anymore. Done, finished. Clarity. Taking these things head on. And it's maybe a little scarier at times because I'm not doing patch-up care. That's better. I want to keep grinding. We're only on this planet once. I got news for you. Oh, by the way.
Hey, Millie. Yeah? He said it's 400 trillion to 1 that we're even on the planet that you're even born. Congratulations, Millie. You made it. Oh, I get it.
400 trillion to 1. Shout out to Gary Vaynerchuk. Love that guy, the motivator. Boom, he's the one that taught me that 400 trillion to 1. You made it to the show. Make the best of it. Got it? You're special. Look in the mirror today, stare at yourself and say, hey, you, I love you. Make a funny face like this. I love you again. Do some repetitions of that. Come out of this. Snap yourself out of it. Change your state, as Tony Robbins says. Change your state. Doesn't take much. Do it. Turn that frown upside down. Don't get all bathing in the COVID schmo, the pandemic schmandemic all the time. You got things to do. The world's going to figure itself out. You do your little part by treating people around you nice. Start making connections with family members you haven't had before. Oh, maybe search somebody out on Facebook that you miss. You want to hear their little voice again that used to cruise down the Fort Lauderdale Strip together and have some fun with. Where are you? Where you been the last 30 years? What that does, it taps you in to your memories and your happy times and stuff. Do that. They're out there. They're just nervous to reach out to you. But it's okay. You reach out to them, and they'll be glad that you did. It's amazing what it does. So, wow. That was the depersonalization, derealization journey. That was a lesson on you keep knocking on the doors. So now, we're going to take a hard fork. Drink plenty of water. Pick it up and guzzle it. Did I say that yet? So, we're going down. We're taking a hard fork back to the 1970s when my buddy, let's just call him Jimmy. Oh, man, Trotko. Jimmy Trotto and his buddy Mike. Who builds houses better than those guys? Oh, what's the answer? Nobody. These are the guys I work with at Vista Light Ceilings, man. These guys are awesome. They can build anything from anything, anytime, anywhere. The Italians. I grew up Jewish, the same kind of vibe as the Italians, different zip code, whatever they call it. You ever heard of somebody called, Michelangelo? Took him, 4 years to paint the Sistine Chapel, the ceiling? Oh! Let's try something from my sidekick. Hey, Alexa, how long did it take Michelangelo to paint the Sistine Chapel?
Michelangelo began work on the Sistine Chapel in 1508 and it took him 4 years to complete it.
4 years! Focus, dedication, in the zone. Come on. Wow, that's an awesome thing. And all kidding aside, Jimmy had a 1977 Corvette mint condition. And this is the car that we did the road trip. I talked about this on a previous episode. From Lauderdale all the way to Rochester, New York. What a journey in that car. What a beautiful white 77 Corvette. What a great stereo system. I got to bring up, he had the equalizer under the dash. Remember the equalizers back in the day where the ones had the lights, the green, red, and the blue lights showing you however high you put the volume up. But it looks so cool at nighttime when you're driving down the strip. Yeah, the equalizer with the lights on. It was just an added little thing. God, what an awesome time. So, That car, we're cruising down the strip. We thought it was going to be a good idea to drag race, or just we actually went on the highway and opened it up. We thought that would be better, not a drag race, but let's show them the 1976, I believe, Trans Am Silver Anniversary Edition. Oh my gosh, this car had like a 455 or 454 monster engine in it. But anyway, we thought we were big shots. Because if you know that you enthusiasts, remember the 77 Vette, like my Le Mans Sport had in 71, a 350 engine. Okay? And so anyway, we pull up side by side and we did one of these. You want to go? I look at Jimmy. He looks at me. We got this. He had this car so tuned up anyway, the Vette. I thought the Vette, we were going to knock his doors off. This Trans Am, we go off okay, here we are. We're going down Sunrise Boulevard. I'm just drawing you a thing. We get onto I-95. And as we both get on that entrance ramp, we pull up next to each other, and we're going at about, 55 miles an hour. We're looking at each other. We're waiting for somebody to give us the signal. Let's go. And you want to floor it. And remember that noise? When that 4-barrel kicks in or whatever. And not only did the Trans Am crush us and take the lead, it kept going. It kept disappearing. Jimmy, you had that gas pedal floored to the floor. Pedal was to the metal. The Trans Am was disappearing further and further. We looked at each other and did one of those Scooby-Doo things like, smoked us. Taught us a big lesson that night as the Trans Am just kept going. We did not meet up with them again. They must have been high-fiving all the way down. They buried us. And I can picture it, the disappearing of the car. Because, you think you're going to keep up a little bit, right? This car kept disappearing. I'm like, what did you have in this car? Rocket engine? We pull off. We had to actually pull over, take a deep breath, look at each other, and say, what just happened? Long story short, it was a great time. It was a lesson learned in watch out who you're messing with. Don't get too cocky. And remember, with this anxiety and depersonalization, derealization, you're going to be fine. Just put your body in the right environment, clean up the food, give it a fighting chance. That's the best way to handle it. Me, over 25 years experience, I know what I'm talking about. That's right. Dean Bodie Podcast. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. Dean Bodie Show, YouTube channel, DEANBODI. Space Show is the YouTube channel. This is the Bodie. Good girl, Bodie. Good girl. Good girl, Bodie. You're the best girl in the world. How? Boom. DeanBodie.com. 800-878-9698. 800-878-9698. Share your fun story, your fun memory with us. Share, say your name. First name is fine. Where you're from. I don't know where you're from. Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I don't know where you're from. Toronto, Canada. Oh, I don't know where you're from. Belize. And we'll share your experience. We'll put it on the show as a feature on the Dean Bodie Show. Oh, yeah. So, I hope you have a great weekend this weekend. We're going to keep coming at you on a daily because at Dean Bodie, what? Life doesn't happen on a weekly or a monthly. Happens on a daily. Got it? Ba 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 ba. Oh, what a lonely boy! What a great song. Anyways, keep moving forward. We're gonna talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day today. Have an awesome day. DeanBodie.com. Take care.